You said,
and I
own
meant,
it. So much
and
worse.
I meant what I
That's
said.
fine. Claim she's not in our marriage. Keep saying stuff about our marriage.
You call yourself shaming me? You guys
When?
call yourselves
When I shame
divorce shaming me?
And go on social media and call my husband a bitch and Eugene.
I didn't say a bitch. Eugene is what I call it.
That's the same thing.
What you got against us?
I have nothing against
Then
you
quit
guys.
talking about
Then
us.
shut your mouth about me.
Whoa, I did not know Dr. Eugene had it in him like that to snap at somebody. Okay, why not snap at Dr. Kieran? Let's get right into it. All right, so we're back for the Married to Medicine reunion. Back with the gentlemen. Kieran trying to explain why his joke was funny. It was not that much of a deal. And honestly, at this point, I'm so disappointed. I mean, this man is a doctor and he's still looking for excuses. What you did was not received the way you wanted it to be. It was funny to you, but it was not funny to the receiver. So just apologize and move on. They go back and forth and ask Cecil about what he thought. And Cecil was being honest because he thought it was funny. But once Eugene told him that it wasn't funny to him, he agreed that, hey, if it's not funny to you, it's not funny. Curtis, Dr. Jackie's husband, reminded Eugene that there were a time when he made some funny jokes at his expenses whenever he was going through some hard time with Dr. Jackie. And he felt that what Eugene did to him was worse than the joke that was done toward him. So, yeah, I mean, it was interesting to watch those flashbacks again. Dr. Eugene is no angel like that. And hey, it's not funny when you the one that's the butt of the jokes. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Got to see Dr. Contessa's husband rapping. I'm going to be honest with you all. It was enough for me to see it in the trailer. So I did not watch it until the end. But all I can say is that if he is enjoying what he's doing, kudos to him, but I would not be listening. What did y'all think? The gentlemen are back with their wives, and questions are thrown back to back and back to back. And then a lot of questions were centered around Dr. Eugene and Toya just because Toya talked to them much. They asked him how he felt whenever he saw some of the comments that she made. She admitted that she said a lot of things. He even said that she talked too much. And yeah, he defended himself. He also said that he feels good about who he is. And there's no jokes that she is making that's really hurting him. But a part of me feels like at some point you gotta be tired. There's no way you're not tired of your wife saying things about you. And at the end of the day, only the two of them knows if she's telling the truth or not. But people are always going to think that if she's saying something, that means that's her husband. I just think that Toya just doesn't have a filter. I don't think she's necessarily trying to insult Dr. Eugene, but she just needs to be careful because that's just how people are going to interpret it. Then Andy started asking questions to Quad. At the beginning, Quad played it cool. She even defended Dr. Eugene and said that she knows that it's probably hurt that Toya keeps on insulting him the way she's insulting him, talking about his business and stuff. And yeah, but he was like, well, the stuff you said about me was worse than the stuff my wife said. And I'm like, and no way. She insulted you, but she basically implied that he is a woman by calling him a genia because playing of games with vagina in his name, I guess, is because of the way he acts. I think she's trying to say that he's a P and that he's a pussy. And I mean, I don't think it's any worse than what his wife has done, but this is up to debate. What do y'all think? Was Dr. Evanly insult toward Eugene worse, or was he has many allegations worse? I think Toya is worse because she's your wife. And if she says it, people are going to say that she has reason for saying it. That's just me. Fought, and then he finally snapped. And she defended herself. She was like, don't talk about like she defended herself. You can see that she got mad because even when Andy tried to intervene, she kind of like was ready to get on him. And when I say she, I'm talking about Quad. All I can say to Quad is stop talking about them. Obviously, y'all don't like each other. They go back and forth, and Eugene is like, she's just miserable, and you need to leave her alone. I think that what's going on is that they said a lot of things to Quad, probably also in the past, and I think she was hurt. I think she was hurt. She was is exactly what she said. She's angry at a lot of things, and Quad gives me the type of person that it takes her a long time to forgive you if she's mad at you. And I think that's what's going on. And they probably move on. They probably forgot a lot of the stuff that they said about Quad, but I don't think she did. And that is the reason that she don't F with them like that. And of course, they want to defend themselves. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, do I think that Quad is vindictive? Yeah, but I also understand that she has reason for it. Like if people are gonna, nobody likes to be laughed at. I'm sorry, but nobody likes to do that. So am I defending Quad? No. But what I'm saying is that and no angel. And we get to Dr. Evanly's situation with Contessa, and they go back and forth as usual. I want to fast forward to when questions are being asked to Dr. Evanly's husband, and I was kind of looking at Contessa sideways when basically he was saying that he wasn't trying to be disrespectful toward Contessa. I remember when Dr. Simon and Cecile hosted a dinner and she had both couple there. Dr. Contessa was very not nice toward Dr. Evan's husband. So he apologized about that. And it seems like they were kind of like some type of like complex where she felt maybe that Dr. Evanly and her husband thinks that they're better than them. And he's explaining that he was just giving his opinion. He doesn't, I don't think he thinks that he's better than anybody. Contessa gave me very insecure at that moment. And I'm talking about whenever that situation happened. And when he's saying that, she's like, "Why didn't y'all call us?" And he's like, "Because I was going through some stuff." And she's like, "Me too." But I'm like, "You're the one asking him the question." But then when he says what he says, you're now saying you too. It's not about you. You asked him, let him answer. You know, sometimes when people answer like that and say those things when you're talking and it's your time to talk, it gives very disrespectful and it gives, I'm not listening to you. I'm listening to respond and I'm listening to defend myself. I'm not really hearing you. Dr. Evanly don't care about you fighting with his wife. He doesn't really care like that. Dr. Evanly's husband does not care about you fighting with Dr. Evanly like that. He doesn't. At the end of the day, he's gonna move on, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. But he does want to have some peace. And I was a little, it made me look at Dr. Contessa different. I'm not gonna lie, it made me not like her. I say not like her, like not that I don't like her, but the way she responded to, you know, when you give an energy to someone that doesn't, is not giving you that energy, is always been genuine and towards you, and you still keep on giving that energy, I don't like that. Dr. Evanly did apologize for the stuff she said, but at the end of the day, Dr. Evanly believed what she said, and it is what it is. I think that she really believed that Dr. Contessa's husband was being verbally, mentally abusive toward her at that time, and it is what it is. That's how she felt. But I felt like at this point there's no point going back and forth, especially if it's for new wounds to be open. Then Dr. Evanly says that the thing that really made her not want to be around Dr. Contessa is that whenever they had all the issues, Dr. Contessa took Quad aside and started telling her a lot of things that she talked about with Dr. Evanly, and that's when Dr. Evanly decided that she's done. And I believe that Dr. Contessa is a fireball when she's angry. She's the type of person that when she's angry, she's gonna say all type of stuff, and then whenever she's cooled down, she may or might not regret it. So do I believe Dr. Evanly? Yes, I do. Quite, you're in the middle of a lot of things, and we don't even get to see that on TV. Just saying. Then we also talked about the fact that Dr. Evanly said that she didn't initiate the rumor, but the thing is that at some point when they were talking, I think that Dr. Evanly said something like, Quad told me that she slept with. And I don't know if y'all heard it, but that was said.
Was the person who said that I slept with my contractor, that you were the person who initiated that?
I did not initiate that, and I think
You
know
admitted
that.
it.
I did not initiate
She
that.
said Quad told you. You said she told you.
She told me, but I didn't initiate that.
I think Quad really slept with somebody. Is the somebody married? I don't know. But something is not matching. I'm just saying. And for me, if I was quad, I just wouldn't F with none of those ladies. I'm sorry, I would not. There's something going on, there's something brewing, and I hope us, the audience, at some point will get to know about it. Do I think that Dr. Evanly initiated the rumor? Maybe not the real world, but definitely in the show, though. I'm just saying. It did came out of Dr. Evelyn's mouth first whenever she kind of overtalked and forgot herself. At some point, Quad is trying to make a point and she decided to talk to Dr. Damon. And I was like, girl, don't do that. Girl, don't do that. That is very asinine for somebody to go to someone's husband to get to try to have him to agree with you and maybe have him talk to his wife. I don't think that's where Quad were coming from, but I understand why Dr. Evanly would not like that. This has happened to me in the past where there's somebody that literally went to my husband and basically asked my husband to check me, and that made me feel extremely uncomfortable. For somebody to do that, I'm a grown ass woman, and if you have something to tell me, please say it to my face. You know what I mean? Because my husband talking to me may or may not work in your favor. I'm just saying. I think that that's what Quad was trying to do. Not necessarily, but I understand why Dr. Evanly told her to stop. And when Dr. Evanly told her to stop, Quad should have just stopped because I could have seen this escalated to another level. Because when it comes to her husband, Dr. Evany don't play. And then Kwa talk about, oh, I'm not sleeping with him. I think that was a way of making a joke and diffusing the tension because Dr. Evany was really getting pissed off, and Dr. Evany was like, don't start that, don't start that. But yeah, I'm happy that it didn't invade and that the lady were able to get it back to like a playful level. But I do understand why Dr. Evany was like, you don't need to talk to my husband, just talk to me and move on. What y'all think? Then they talk about their trip to Vegas. Their trip to Vegas was a nice trip. I wish I was part of it. They were eating some good ass food and having a good ass time. They talked about Dr. Evanly being with the stripper and everything. And it was just the cute moments in the show. And then at the end, everybody talked a little bit. Dr. Simon came up with some word of advice and everything, and it was really good. I like Dr. Simon where Dr. Simon is very serious, but I don't like petty and messy Dr. Simon. Ila gave, I think, a sincere apologies to Toya. I hope that they will be able to get back into better terms. Toya and Quad, for now, I do not have any hope. Maybe the show is going to get them to, at some point, be okay together, but right now, I don't think that's going to happen because Quad does not give me the vibe of somebody that would forgive easily. And it's funny because Toya give me the opposite vibe. Toya give me the vibe of I can fight with you today and laugh with you tomorrow. I don't know why I have that vibe of Toya. I don't have that vibe with Quad. What do y'all think? Am I right? Do you feel different? Let me all know in the comments, y'all. But that's it for my review of Married to Medicine in part 3. I had such a good time reviewing this show for you all. Married to Medicine was great. I actually have not watched the show for like a couple of years, but it has been really good. And I will be coming back to review it next year when it comes back. For those of you that are new here, hey, welcome. And I invite you to. And for those of you that have been here with me, welcome or welcome back. And thank you so much for my support. For those of you that don't know, I am currently reviewing The Real Housewife of Potomac, and I will be posting every Monday. See you soon. Bye.